The road of one, fighting battles alone. Ethan Cross had always believed in his dreams, but dreams he quickly learned could be a lonely road. From the moment he was old enough to understand ambition, he had set his sights on something greater than the life he was born into. Raised in a small town where most people settled for ordinary lives, Ethan wanted more. He wanted to build something lasting, an empire of his own. But dreams, as grand as they were, came with battles no one else could fight for him. Ethan was never the smartest in his class, nor the most talented. He wasn't born with advantages, no wealthy family, no powerful connections, just a relentless hunger to succeed. While others spent their evenings at parties or relaxing, Ethan worked. He studied, built his skills, and chased opportunities. At first, his friends admired his dedication. "You're going to do something big, Ethan," they said. But as the years passed and he continued grinding, missing birthdays, skipping vacations, and turning down distractions, admiration turned into distance. "You never hang out anymore. Why are you working so hard? Just enjoy life. You really think you're gonna make it?" Ethan found himself walking alone. People who once supported him began doubting him. Some mocked him, saying he was wasting his youth. Others simply disappeared, unable to understand his obsession with success. The road ahead stretched into the unknown, and he realized this was his journey alone. Loneliness wasn't the hardest part. Doubt was. Every time he faced failure, the voices of skeptics echoed in his mind. Every rejected application, every failed project, every loss made him question himself. One night, after yet another failed pitch for his startup, Ethan sat alone in his small apartment, staring at the ceiling. He had poured everything into his dream, time, money, effort, but nothing seemed to be working. Maybe they were right, he thought. Maybe I should just give up. But then he looked around. The empty room, the late-night work, the sacrifices. If he quit now, everything he had endured would mean nothing. "No," he whispered to himself. "I didn't come this far to stop now." Ethan stopped seeking validation. He realized that people only cheer for winners, not those who are still in the trenches fighting their battles. So he kept working. He started celebrating the small wins, not the ones that made headlines, but the ones that kept him going. A client finally accepted his pitch. A small investor showed interest. A stranger emailed him saying his work had inspired them. These weren't grand victories, but they were proof that he was moving forward. Slowly, step by step, Ethan's efforts started paying off. Years passed. The struggles never fully disappeared, but something changed. One day, an investor who had ignored him before suddenly wanted a meeting. A company that once rejected him now wanted to collaborate. People who had laughed at him now admired him. Ethan had built something real. Standing in a towering office that bore his company's name, he looked out at the city skyline. The road he had walked alone for so long had finally led him somewhere. And now, he wasn't alone anymore. Success had a strange way of bringing people back. The same friends who once doubted him now reached out, congratulating him. Strangers who had never believed in his journey now wanted to learn from him. But Ethan knew the truth. Success is a road walked alone, but only until you reach your destination. One evening, a young man emailed Ethan, telling him about his own struggles, about feeling alone on his journey, about wanting to quit. Ethan smiled and replied with the words that had carried him through the darkest nights. "You won't always have support. You won't always have encouragement. But if you keep going one day, the world will recognize what you've built." The road to success is walked alone. But when you get there, you'll realize it was worth every lonely step. And so, the cycle continued. Because legends aren't born in comfort, they are forged in solitude.